I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite
podcast
on the Citadel.
Hello everyone, welcome to Accidentally Casual. That sexy voice that you are hearing is not Minius, it is Tucker from Talking About Games, and I am here with my co-host Scott from BioWare Babbling. Scott.
What's up, nerds?
Yeah, and unfortunately, Minius is no longer going to be a part of the podcast. He's stepping out on his own accord. He will have a video up on his channel explaining it, but just kind of letting y'all know that for the time being, it is going to be Scott and myself, and then hopefully a third person if we can find someone. Just because I kind of like that three-person podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, having that third person is actually really nice.
I know that there's some duo podcasts and some solo ones or all that stuff, but I feel like a nice trio works.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and on the topic of people leaving, though, Jeff Kaplan has also left Blizzard.
Yay, someone leaving that isn't, BioWare, from BioWare. Yay!
Yeah, and I mean, while it's not the conversation of, oh, Blizzard's going down the drain or anything like that, no, because that happened a while ago with the whole China thing. This is that... Jeff Kaplan, that he just, he worked at Blizzard for 19 years and everything. And as far as I know, he's just kind of stepping away. But 19 years at Blizzard, he's worked on, I mean, he's the father of Overwatch. Mm-hmm. This article compares Jeff Kaplan to Overwatch, to what Gabe Newell is to Steam. Which I'm not 100% sure of that comparison, but he was an important dude there, and yeah.
I mean, maybe even a more apt description may also be, oh, Jesus Christ, why am I forgetting his name? Former head of BioWare.
Aaron Flynn?
Just stepped down. Not Aaron Flynn. Casey Hudson. There we go. Wow.
All right.
That was... I swear I do BioWare content.
That's okay.
I promise.
I don't know names. I'm awful at names. I have interviewed people at BioWare, and I still cannot remember their names, but I can remember, all the other information with it.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I think maybe a more apt description could be like Casey Hudson, someone of that caliber. Which, 19 years, that's a long time nowadays to work for one single company, let alone one company in the gaming industry.
Yeah, especially an entertainment company. A lot of... Well, especially early on, or when you're early on in the industry, it is a decent amount of jumping from company to company as you're kind of doing contracts or whatnot until you get that full-time job. But usually companies wait until you have more actual industry experience.
Yeah.
But so being at a company with 19 years, that's great.
Yeah, and Lord knows how much experience he has, which, good luck to him, Jeff, in whatever his future endeavors are.
Trying to see if this article says what his hopes are, but have you played Overwatch?
I've played a little bit of it. I haven't played too much because for a long time on my laptop, it technically could play Overwatch, but Winston was just a flying potato with white armor. And then Tracer, I literally couldn't ever see Tracer. All I just saw were, the blue flashes.
So the ping was out of sync.
Yeah, and also it was just... My laptop was a workhorse, but she couldn't She was not built for gaming. But now I have a gaming PC, so that's not a problem anymore.
I've been getting a little back into Overwatch. I was streaming a little bit of it. I was trying to see how many achievements in the game I could get, and during one stream, although it was a combination of both Overwatch and Battlefield 5, because I also got all the achievements in Battlefield 5 on stream.
Damn.
Yeah, I finished it. There were like 5 missing achievements, but on one stream, I think I got 9 achievements, or 8 or 9 achievements.
Damn.
But yeah, I marked Battlefield 5 off of my list now of 100% games. I'm working on Red Dead 2 right now, as well as Cyberpunk. I'm only a couple achievements away that are story based only. I just actually need to sit down and do it.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I've never been much for achievements personally, but that's me though. I've never been good enough at games to get all the achievements anyway. So whatever.
I wasn't keen on them much when I only played Xbox and PlayStation at my friends' houses. I wouldn't I would have a guest account there or something like that, but I wouldn't care too much about them. But when I got my own and I set up my own account, I was pretty happy with that. And then I got an achievement within it. I think it was in SSX, like the remake for that. I think that was the first game I got when I got my own Xbox. And there's like that bing, like that achievement. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh, dopamine. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's gone downhill ever since.
Oh yeah. Now I'm 185,000 gamer score deep.
Jesus.
My goal, I mean, I
don't even think I'm at 30,000.
I'm trying to, trying is very loose terms, but the goal is 1 million gamer score. Because when you get 1 million gamer score, you get free Xbox, like gold and such. That's just on your account. I think they still do that. I've heard that they were doing that earlier. I'm guessing that might be something that they still do as like a milestone. If you've gotten only 18.5%.
Jesus.
Although
Christ.
there was a time I got about 10,000 gamer score in 1 month, just because there was one of those one of those point things going on with Game Pass. It's like one of those rewards where you can get points and stuff for doing certain things, and some games will be like, in Forza Horizon 4, get 7,000 influence, and you can get 750 reward points, and you can turn those reward points in for cash to the Xbox Game Store or gift cards to other things. And they at one point had a they'd give you a 1-for-1 every point that you gamer score that you got. They would give you 1 point up to 10,000, and if you got 10,000, it was like double or that may have been that was just the limit. But yeah, I went and grabbed 10,000 that month.
Jesus,
it was fun.
That's impressive. Damn.
I mean, right. I waited a little bit. I pre-planned. There were some games that I was going to, or that I just have on my list that only take an hour or something to get all the achievements in. But yeah, still, my gamer score like bipped up, and it was like, oh hey.
Nice. All right, what's the next news bit for the day?
Well, I was also gonna say another one too with Dead by Daylight.
Okay.
Because that's also another one that I'm almost getting all the achievements with, but they are getting a Resident Evil DLC. And
is it you get to play a giant, big, 9-foot tall, sexy lady?
I mean that
her only attack is she just steps on you. That's all it is.
It's really fun looking at the Dead by Daylight community, because half of them want Nemesis or Mr. X or like the other iconic ones, and then the other half are like big titty woman.
I mean, big titty vampire lady. I mean,
It is great.
Shit, son, that sells itself right there.
But it is pretty cool. It is for their anniversary. I think the Resident Evil chapter is coming out on Dead by Daylight's anniversary, which prior ones they've had is like the Demogorgon, the Stranger Things coming out, and I also believe Halloween was one of their anniversary ones.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
But and they've also recently added Pyramid Head, which was their first from Silent Hill, and they've added Cheryl Mason from that game as well. And that was the first time that they added a full-on video game DLC. They have Bill from Left 4 Dead, but the Silent Hill was the first time they had like a full killer and everything from it, and now they have Resident Evil. So I like the expansion, because Dead by Daylight is kind of feeling like the Super Smash Brothers of horror, because you can have Cheryl Mason, Bill from Left 4 Dead, Ash from Ash vs. Evil, or just the Evil Dead or whatnot, and then whoever is from Resident Evil. You can have the four of them fighting Michael Myers on Nightmare on Elm Street's map. Like, it's just instant. The amount of stuff that they just have from all these different properties is crazy. Like, the Demogorgon's there and Ghostface. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Have they said what is going to be in the next DLC?
No, they haven't said who the killer or who the survivor is, and there's probably going to be a map coming with it too, and they haven't said what the map is as well. All that it was, the Resident Evil, they had like a stream or something, and they announced the Dead by Daylight crossover thing. But the way they announced it was like a person was hanging from one of the meat hooks, but you couldn't tell who it was, but they're just screaming in pain. And then it's Dead by Daylight with Resident Evil 25th anniversary, something like that. And
I'm wondering, I would not be surprised if there are people in like the Resident Evil like community who have already like analyzed the scream and like, oh, yep, nope, it's gonna be this person.
Oh, there are a lot of assumptions.
By her scream.
And I mean, some of the solid guesses are the main people of the series. I don't really know Resident Evil much, so I don't know their names off the top of my head. But I'd recognize them. But but people are thinking that Nemesis would be coming in just because they had Pyramid Head, and
I think Nemesis would make the most sense. Granted, it would be fucking hilarious if they bring, I can't remember her name, but big sexy vampire lady. That would be fucking hilarious.
I mean, that would be like if it was a tie-in for the newer game, but I really feel like that just wouldn't do well. Like that.
I mean, like
getting a classic one would be so much better.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think gameplay-wise, it would be better.
Leon, that's one of their names.
Yeah, Leon. I know Chris Redfield is one of them, who is big, swole buff McGee. But yeah, I'm curious to see where they go with that. I think Nemesis is a pretty likely candidate, if not the most likeliest. Granted, I just love the memeability of fucking being chased by a giant vampire lady.
The survivors are just gonna chase the killer with that one.
They're just gonna be chasing her down and be like, "Step on me!" And she has like a finishing ability where she just fucking curb stomps people.
Well, there are Moris in the game, which are unique animation kills. The way that you kill survivors in the game is you put them on the hook, and it's 3 times on hook and they're dead. But if you've hooked them twice, and you bring this one-time offering called a Mori, you can perform an animation kill on them. And those are always very enjoyable. They are kind of a selling point. Kind of like a Mortal Kombat finisher, but this is with an iconic killer. And I love that. And my biggest hope is that they add Chucky to Dead by Daylight. And I even have a theory video of how, like a design video of how they could put him in the game.
Oh, Chucky would be horrifying. Like, the worst part is, from the little bit I've seen of it, like, one of the biggest advantages as the survivors is that because generally the killers are so tall and big, you generally can see them from far away. But Chucky's fucking tiny.
Yeah.
He's a little speed gremlin. You're just, like, walking in high grass and all of a sudden your ankles are getting fucking cut.
And the design that I have for him is that there are multiple Chucky dolls around the map, and Chucky essentially transfers his soul around to different dolls. But so a doll is sitting there, and you're walking by it, and you don't know, is that like just a doll that's just sitting there, or is the Chucky person like standing still, like pretending to be there, to then leap out at the survivor? Like Chucky's has always terrified me, especially because when I would visit my grandparents, they were some of those people who loved having dolls in the guest room. And I was I was a little shit. I would sneak in and watch horror movies and stuff like that. And at 4 years old, I was watching Chucky, and we'd go visit my grandparents.
So much about you
and
makes so much sense,
dude. I was so terrified at moments. I would stay in the bed rather than going out to go to the bathroom because I'd be so scared at moments. Like, Chucky has always just been terrifying to me, so I would love if they were to add him to Dead by Daylight.
Oh, God, that would be... Oof. I think he would get overpowered so quickly. Just because he's hard to see.
But,
he wouldn't be...
Yeah. And talking also, though, about adding things, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition gets photo mode.
Yeah! That's interesting because I think this is actually the first Mass Effect, or any of the BioWare games, that has a photo mode.
Well, I would say that photo mode, I mean, although not a new thing, it definitely seems to be ticking upward in popularity, trend-wise. Like,
oh, it's been a popular trend for fucking probably the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, I would say, like, some things started with theater mode with Halo 3 and Black Ops and things like that, having some built-in features like that. But that was very limited in what it could do. As well as PC, you could mod and free cam and do things like that. And I'm sure some other smaller games had, or not smaller, but some other games had some form of that. But it seems like that is something that has just progressed. And the one that makes me think of when it really picked up was Shadow of War, or
God of War?
No. The Middle of Earth one.
Oh,
that one.
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, the first one had photo mode, and that's where, personally, I remember kind of poking around with it or trying it out. And now it's been in a lot of games since then as well, like Spider-Man, Cyberpunk, God of War, and...
I know, I think one of the best implementations of, like, a photo mode or something like that is actually Breath of the Wild.
I haven't tried it. What's it like?
Yeah, well, it's actually mixed into the gameplay, too. So, like, the explanations and how you can do some of the stuff is that on your Sheikah slate, it somehow has a camera on it, which... Yeah, that one has probably one of the best implementations of a photo mode. And I know...
I got a contender.
Okay.
Pokemon Snap.
Okay, that's cheating. That's the whole point of the goddamn game. Because I know, like, a little secret for a lot of, like, the Dragon Age YouTube, the whole YouTube scene there. Most of their footage, there's a mod that they use in game where essentially it creates a photo mode for, like, mainly for Inquisition, because it's the prettiest game of the three. And that's what a lot of, like, Dragon Age YouTubers use. So I mean, like, there have been mods for the Mass Effect and Dragon Age communities to do that for years, but it's great that they're actually implementing that.
Yeah, and not just that, but like I mean, the photos. If I'm looking through the Cyberpunk community or Red Dead Redemption, some of the games that have photo mode, like, I mean, you give that ability to the community and they can make some art. It is incredible, some of the shots they can do. It is better, like, that in itself acts as a promo almost better than any other thing that a corporation could make.
Yeah. I mean, shit, if you look at, it goes with, like, the same thing with, like, the modding community. You know, you can give your game so much longevity if you allow modding support. Or, a customizability aspect. I know, like, the prime example of that, if you look at, like, Halo 3, you know, it was, you know, super popular because of that reason. And it's one of the reasons why fucking people even played Halo 5 after 2 weeks after launch, was because, or once the Forge mode was implemented. So, I mean, you put mods into a game, or allow your player base to customize, you know, the game itself. Good lord, you can add so much longevity to a game.
You know, Halo 3 didn't come out on PC until, like, last year.
Yeah, I know.
So what do you mean Halo 3 mods? What do you...
I was more talking about, like, custom games.
Oh, okay.
Things like that.
Oh, yeah, no. Custom games absolutely was a major thing with Halo 3.
Yeah, that's more what I was trying to mean. Sorry, that
wasn't very all good.
clear.
I was just a wee bit confused there. No. The custom games with that, they still hold up. I mean, it's still fun like some of the Mongoose ones where it's tracks going around and one person has a sniper, and like there's that, or there's the sumo wrestling ones, or all the just different infection ones.
Oh yeah.
Again, you give the community the ability to create something, and they will.
Oh yeah. For sure.
So Mass Effect having this photo mode, like, I'm going to be taking a decent amount of photos in there.
I don't know if I'm going to be using it, but I mean, like, it's one of those things where it's like, for me, like, I'm a sucker for, like, scenic views and stuff like that. I know one place that I definitely am going to probably use it on. Someone who is probably a little bit more familiar with Mass Effect 1 than I am, let me know what planet this is, because I can't remember the name of the planet. There was a planet that, I'm not fucking kidding you, it looks like fucking Mordor. Like, in the distance, it looks like that, like, especially if you've seen, like, the third Lord of the Rings film, when you're looking towards Mordor, from Minas Tirith, and, like, oh god, it looked like fucking Mordor, and I remember I sent a picture of that to my friend, and I'm like, oh my god, fucking Mordor's in Mass Effect! I want to find that planet again, and I want to see if they made it look even more like Mordor.
The photo mode, it's not just for, like, one of the Mass Effects, right? It's for all of them.
It's for all of them, oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I think the one that they show is Mass Effect, or the picture that was taken from photo mode was from Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
But that's because most of the marketing for this game has been focusing on Mass Effect 1.
Makes sense, because that is the biggest change that is going on. And also, I got a little bit reminded of this. There is a YouTuber called Boundary Break that his entire spiel is he breaks out of different games and shows you sort of some of the development tools that are used behind, like when characters load into scenes, some of the spawning areas, like how the animation or how the body might be contorted underneath the geometry of the map and the way it's moved like that, and he will pull the camera out and show you what it looks like, and it's kind of cool.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. So I just kind of got a little reminded of that.
All right, so I guess now onto our main topic of today. This is actually going to be our Reaper versus episode. So a few weeks ago, we reached out to the community and asked, hey, we asked for suggestions for who would win against who would be a good matchup against the Reaper. We did get a few suggestions, and we will say them out. I am going to give a little bit of the rules of this versus match that we have going on. First and foremost, the main contender is going to be a Sovereign class Reaper. So this is what we see in Mass Effect 1 with Sovereign coming up, that style of Reaper. 2, it's meant to be a mano-a-mano fight. This isn't going to be a... we're not bringing in things like indoctrination, for example, because that gets really weird in pretty much... Except in a very handful of exceptions, pretty much make it so the Reapers win every single time.
Well, doesn't indoctrination take a while?
It depends. If you're talking, using, the dragon's teeth, for example, that is a form of indoctrination that takes, seconds. But there's some, what happened with Saren, for example, that took place over 20 plus years.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah, it very much depends. There's some, if you read some of the books, not Revelations, I think it's Ascension. One of the books, you do have a character who is pretty much injected with Reaper goo, practically. And his transformation lasts about a week or so, I believe. I can't remember. I haven't outlined for the book yet. But, I mean, to the point where he's pretty much lost control of himself, that happened in a rather short amount of time. So... Yeah, it's just, you bring indoctrination into it, it gets weird, it gets fussy. That's not the point. We want mano-y-mano, fucking Godzilla versus King Kong levels of just head-on fight. So, those are kind of the two main rules that we got going for this episode today. Me and Tucker came up with a few ideas. We'll go through them, and then once that's done, we're going to go to the community questions. So, you ready, bud?
Oh, okay. I thought we were just going to, lump all of them in together and just go down the list.
I mean, yeah, we could, but yeah, we'll see. So, first one on the list that me and Tucker came up with is the Spirit of Fire from Halo versus a Reaper. Just spoiler alert, it's a lot of... We kind of pulled a few from Halo because that's kind of a franchise both of us know really well. So
as well as I mean, it feels like a matchup that you would think of.
That's fair.
People seeing the Mass Effect community be brought up versus the Halo community, or not community, the Halo franchise versus Mass Effect franchise, as well as Star Wars gets thrown in there a decent amount, Star Trek. Those are just the classic kind of nerd comparisons, I guess.
That's fair. I think the only other one that would be brought up just as much as Warhammer, but I'm not even touching Warhammer. The power scaling in Warhammer is fucking bonkers. If you ever wonder who will win Warhammer versus anything else, Warhammer wins. Just not even a debate.
Have you seen those Warhammer animation things from that one guy, Astartes or something?
Oh, Astartes? Oh,
yeah.
God.
Have you seen those?
Yes, they have. Beautiful animation.
Amazing. Incredible. Oh.
Anyway, back on topic. So, Spirit of Fire versus a Sovereign Class Reaper. Who do you think is going to win? Tucker, let's go with your initial thoughts.
I think the UNSC would win.
Really? I'm actually going to say the Sovereign Class Reaper. Against the Spirit of Fire in particular. There's different class. We have a few different ships. But I'm thinking a Sovereign. I think a Sovereign Class. I think this is going to be the closest matchup, and I think the Reapers are most likely to win. Against the Spirit of Fire, at least.
Against the Spirit of Fire?
Yep. Against the Spirit of Fire, I think the Sovereign Class Reaper is going to win more times than not.
Oh, wait, yeah, no, I'm getting Spirit of Fire mixed up with...
The Pillar of Autumn?
Pillar of Autumn. Or not even Pillar of Autumn. The Infinity.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking like the Infinity versus a Reaper.
I mean, like that is one of the ones that we have on here. Oh shit.
What?
Oh, so I'm looking at the specific specifications of the Spirit of Fire. I actually legitimately think that so we actually have 3 UNSC ships. We have the UNSC Spirit of Fire, Pillar of Autumn, and the UNSC Infinity, which essentially are the 3 most popular of... Those are probably the most well-recognized ships of the Halo universe. So, okay, why do you think the Spirit of Fire is going to win this one?
Because I was thinking that it was the Infinity.
God damn it.
Because the UNSC Infinity is, like, the top...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going
so...
with the lowest caliber first. I'm giving the Reapers the best chance.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay. I'm saying that, at least against the Spirit of Fire, the Reaper's going to win.
And also the Reaper, I mean, something that I do think would take into account with it is the Reaper would be more maneuverable.
Yeah,
and
that's
could
true.
like grab on to the Spirit of Fire.
That is true. I definitely think in maneuverability, Reapers are going to have a huge advantage, and the fact that they can
they're space
grapple,
squids. They're just like flooping around in space.
Yeah. So, and the reason why I said the comment of oh shit. The Spirit of Fire is about 2.5 kilometers long. A Sovereign Class Reaper is about 2 kilometers long. So, the smallest ship in the UNSC build is actually longer than a Reaper. So, at least pound per pound, the Spirit of Fire is technically bigger. I think actually one of the biggest advantage that the Spirit of Fire, the Reapers actually have going for them. Reapers have shields. And they have really good fucking holes. That I think is a huge advantage. That being said, though, I think the Spirit of Fire, literally all its armament, except for one weapon, is useless against a Reaper.
Yeah, because that's another thing too, is you have to break a Reaper's shields or...
Yeah, and it takes a lot.
And the UNSC, they, especially early on, they had issues breaking through Covenant shields. So
yeah, especially like the Spirit of Fire, which was a colony ship, at the very beginning. I think I might be wrong, but it actually might be older than the actual Covenant War itself.
It was launched, or his keel was laid in 2470. The ship launched in 2473.
Yeah,
and it was originally a colony ship transporting colonists, as well as equipment such as hydroponics and schools. Yep.
So, and it's been re-outfitted, but so I honestly think all of the weapons on the Spirit of Fire are useless, because like I kind of said earlier, most of the Reaper, they had a hard time going through Reaper tech, Covenant tech, which it'd be hard to compare the two because we don't really see a good example of like we see good examples of like how much a Covenant ship can take, but we never really see that for the Reapers. The one time that we even do see it, it takes, for a Sovereign class Reaper, it took an entire fleet to take it down.
With everyone working on it.
Yeah, everyone working on it, and its shields were down. Like, it didn't even have shields up at the time. It was just armor. Just its hull alone. So,
but something I also consider is that the Mass Effect universe is still new-ish in comparison to some of the other ones. Like,
yeah.
Halo is in 2553.
Yeah. Well,
Or,
it's
depending on when you're...
Yeah. I think the best way to describe it more is it's just more... Halo is just more militarized, and they've developed more versus, like... If you look at... Like, even looking at just comparing ship sizes, for example, other than the Reapers, if you look at a lot of the human ships coming out, most of them are barely a kilometer long, which one is probably more realistic, but that's, a Kilimanjaro class dreadnought is half the length of a fucking colony ship, the Spirit of Fire. The one thing I will say the Spirit of Fire has going for it is the Mac cannon. And especially how Mac cannons are described in the Halo series, they're way more powerful than mass accelerator cannons. And Mac cannons have pretty much shown that they can go cleanly through Covenant ships without any problem. So, I actually think that they could probably go cleanly through a Reaper. I would not be surprised about it. Granted, I think the biggest problem going for the Spirit of Fire is the fact that the Reaper's main weapon, the Reaper beam, that, if I remember correctly, is a combination of, like, liquid, molten tungsten, titanium, launched, so pretty much plasma being launched out of a mass accelerator cannon.
Well, I mean, you just have to see how the Covenant plasma weapons do against the UNSC to already see that it doesn't do well.
Yeah.
Or that the UNSC doesn't do well against the plasma weapons.
Yeah, and then now you're adding in effectively what is the same technology. Like, let's be real. Like, the details on how it happens are different, but, like, let's be real here. A Mac cannon...
Let's be real about this fictional world.
Yeah. Don't tie me up in this bullshit like that. Don't do that to me. But, like, the idea of, essentially it launches projectiles near the speed of light. The only difference is that I actually think the Mac rounds are bigger and they launch much closer to the speed of light versus the mass accelerator cannons are much smaller and generally don't go nowhere near the same speed. But I honestly think that the Spirit of Fire in a prolonged engagement, if it can get, like, a one-shot kill, it has a chance of taking out the Reaper.
But if it misses its shot, it misses its shot.
Yeah. Once that Reaper closes in, it can just, like, jump right on top of it. It's donezo. Spirit of Fire is going down. So, I'm putting it on the... Reaper. I'm putting it for the Reaper. Alright. So, next one then is the Pillar of Autumn. How do you think it's going to fare?
I would say as well with the Reaper.
Yeah,
I would say it'd be kind of similar with...
Yeah, I think the argument is similar. Where,
it's smaller.
Yeah, it's bigger. I mean, it's much bigger than... like, the Pillar of Autumn is actually a full-on destroyer. So it's a fully designated warship. An older one, but
But it's also half the length of the Spirit of Fire.
Is it? I thought it was longer than the Spirit of Fire.
Nah, it's like 1 kilometer.
Really? Is it? No way.
Yeah.
Yep. Can you tell we're really well researched on this, guys?
Oh, I don't know much about ships. Like, I'm cheating. I'm straight up pulling up information because I don't remember this information.
So the pillar, okay, yeah, no. Oh, yeah, holy shit. Okay, the Pillar of Autumn is actually a lot smaller. Shit, yeah. I think the Pillar of Autumn is going to lose this one. Against a Reaper? Yeah. I think it's going to be a similar thing where it's going to have to get that one shot in, and if it can kill it, like, if it can hit that one shot, it probably is going to disable a Reaper. But shit, if it misses its mark, or if it just never is able to take the shot, that Reaper's going to win, hands down.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's why I think the UNSC Infinity actually would be...
Yeah, that's where the Reaper's luck is going to...
Because the UNSC Infinity is 5,694 meters.
Yeah, so it's about 5 kilometers. Yeah, so it's bigger. It's nearly double... Yeah, it's double the length. It has 2 Mac cannons. It has shields. The shields alone and we actually do see the Infinity take 2 shots from a cleansing beam and have it go straight through its hull and still fight. So honestly, even with a Reaper, like, even though a Reaper almost has the best of both worlds with essentially a cleansing beam and a cleansing beam and the Mac cannon. Yeah, nope. It's going down.
It also has 4 Mac cannons.
Oh, it has 4 Mac cannons? I only thought it had 2. Shit.
2 in the front, 2 4, 2 flank.
Oh shit! So there goes its maneuvering capabilities right there.
Yes.
And not to mention,
350 Archer missile pods, 24 missiles per pod.
Yeah, but missiles aren't going to do shit against.
No, I know, but that's just that's a big number.
I mean, it is. But, like, another big advantage is the fact that the Infinity can deploy frigates. Like, it has frigates built into it, and it can just poop them out. And now it's like, oh, you wanted this to be a one-on-one fight? Like, nah, man. This is like
cheating.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's cheating, but each of them have Mac cannons, so it just... yeah. In that regard, yeah, no. A Reaper's not gonna survive the Infinity. It's just...
And also, depending on when it is... The Master Chief could be on it, and then they have plot armor, and you can't break plot armor.
It's just like the Reapers are just shooting Master Chief as it's fucking flying towards them. Like, god damn it, why can't we hit this son of a bitch?
That scene in Halo 2, but with Reapers.
It's holding the bomb, just like, oh god, no, that's supposed to be on the enemy ship. Fuck. There's no escaping that shit right there. Yeah, no, I'm giving it to the Infinity. Alright, next one. The Enterprise. The Starship Enterprise from Star Trek. Tucker, who do you think is gonna win?
Man, it'd be cool if I knew Star Trek.
That's fair. I kind of know a little bit of it.
But from my understanding, Star Trek they're supposed to be more peaceful.
Yeah, they are.
So while the ship could be fit for combat, is it Reaper combat ready? Or is it like defense ready? I don't know. I don't know Star Trek. How many of y'all are angry? Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're not gonna be experts. Like, me and Tucker, like, yeah, we know a little bit about Halo. We know a lot about Mass Effect. Like, we're not experts on this. Don't burn us at the stake, please. This is more just meant to be fun, I promise. From my understanding of kind of the armament between phasers, proton torpedoes, and stuff like that, the Enterprise have, like, one, the nice things that is standard issue for most, if not all, Star Trek ships is they have shields. So that's already huge right there. That's giving it a huge advantage. A really good leg up. In terms of maneuver, so a Reaper is going to be a lot bigger than the Enterprise. So
Yeah, from what it looks like, the Enterprise is 288 meters.
Yeah, that's tiny.
I mean, that's a really small competition going up against a Reaper.
Yeah. Granted, I think the Enterprise is going to have more variety when it comes to armament, so I think that could go for it. I also think the Reapers aren't going to have the maneuverability advantage like you do see with,
Against the UNSC frigates?
Yeah.
Or ships?
Or, ships, not frigates.
I don't know. It does look, though, like the Enterprise is about the same size as the Normandy.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger. But...
And arguably, you could say maybe just as maneuverable. But I think I have to give it to the Reaper.
Because if it was the single Normandy versus a Reaper, the Normandy wouldn't win.
Yeah. It would have a chance maybe with the Thanix cannon. But if we're talking about, like, especially if it's a rough equivalent to the SR-1 Normandy, it's not gonna last long. I think it could, if it had to get out of there, I think the Enterprise could get out of there if it had to.
It could escape.
Yeah, it could escape.
It could flee, but I mean, I thought this was they're fighting.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you cannot run in a battle to the death.
It can retreat to future victory, but
that's.
The Reaper would win against the Enterprise.
So I have a very silly one. It's Sailor Moon versus a Reaper. Who do you think will win?
Man,
I know
it'd be
you
really
know
cool if I
nothing
knew
about Sailor
anime.
Moon. I'm gonna say fucking Sailor Moon, hands down. Not even a competition. The crazy shit that granted, this is kind of weird when some of the things that, especially once you get into anime, it can get really weird. Like, we don't have anything like Goku or anything like that. It's because the amount of power some anime characters have is fucking bonkers.
Isn't there that one person that only punches once?
Yeah, like One Punch Man? Yeah, no.
Ah, that's the name.
Yeah, One Punch Man? Yeah, no, he would... Yeah, like One Punch Man, yeah, he's gonna beat a Reaper. Just, poof, one shot, done. I'm gonna say Sailor Moon wins out. Just some
Why, though?
We kind of see that she is as powerful as some of the most powerful Sailor Scouts, who have the capability of destroying the planet several times over. And
yeah, but Reapers can also destroy the planet.
No. They're not planet busters. Like, they do not have planet busting technology. Granted, why would, I think given enough time, the Reapers would develop. Like, I don't even think, they have the technology to do it. They just need to build it.
They just didn't really ever. That wasn't their main goal.
Yeah, exactly. They never developed anything that powerful because, we want we don't want the planet. We just want the inhabitants.
I'm thinking about that now. That's kind of like the equivalent of, you're spraying Windex on a window and just, cleaning things off. You're keeping that. You're just wiping off all the shit.
And that shit is sentient life, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I mean, have you seen Humanity?
Fair point. But yeah, and I think there's some feats that we see in Sailor Moon where she's Yeah, no, she's powerful enough to. Yeah, she's pretty powerful, and she could easily go toe to toe with the Reaper and kick its ass.
I feel like that a lot of the anime characters. I don't know anime, but just from my understanding of how animes are just like super powered.
Yeah, well, some of them can be, especially like if you talk about some of the shonens, like the Shonen Jump ones. Oh yeah, there's some ridiculous power and scaling. But I mean, like you could also find the same thing in comic books as well. So
yeah, it'd be like I don't know what putting. I'm trying to think of what would be just a ridiculous one. Who's Frank Richards, his kid? That can pretty much just bend reality. Or even Scarlet Witch. Like, putting Scarlet Witch against a Reaper.
Yeah. I want a reality where Reapers don't exist. Done!
Yeah, pretty much. Especially, so some of the power scaling that you could do.
Yeah, and we also avoided, people who could do stuff like just warp reality. Because that's cheating.
Who do you think would be an even comparison, though, with the Marvel universe? Like, not... I'm trying to think of, like... Galactus would be too powerful. Silver Surfer would be too powerful. Iron Man would be too weak.
No.
Iron Man could not take on a Reaper.
He has suits of armor that probably could.
Well, again, it gets all to that power scaling shit.
Yeah. The comic books are really... I think it would be really hard because Mass Effect is in a weird power scaling where they're not like... It's compared to the other science fiction.
It's a bit more realistic. While comic books are like, hey, you want to know what Squirrel Girl is, folks? Like, it's a person who just pretty much made a joke of Thanos and Galactus and all these big name characters. Squirrel Girl just like one taps them or beats them by herself.
Reasons.
Yeah, because comic book. Like, part of it is, I feel like, just the culture, not the joke of it, but I don't know how else to say that this character is more lighthearted, more humorous. It's kind of funny that this character can beat Thanos.
Yeah. Well, Mass Effect is in a weird spot because, like, they definitely took the realistic approach. If you look at a lot of... Like, if you compare it, like, on the militaristic scale, like, on one end you have, if you look, on one hand you have Star Trek, which is almost this idealized vision of humanity and where we're going to be in the future, where it's like, we don't need ships armed to the teeth and stuff like that. But then, like, the other end of the spectrum is fucking Warhammer 40k, which is...
Everything's a gun.
Yeah, everything... Well, there is nothing but, like... Yeah, the saying is, all the... oh god, how does this thing go? It's like, there is only war. So it's like... And they've been around for tens of thousands of years of just non-stop war. So, like, their power scale is completely different. Mass Effect is very much a far more grounded and realistic, where it's like, okay, we all need, like, ships and ways to defend ourselves and our assets and our interests, but, like, let's keep it down a notch. And, like, some of the treaties that you see in the Mass Effect universe are based off of real life ones, where, like, you can only have so many dreadnoughts and things like that. Anyway, off of that tangent, alright, so for the next one, I'm gonna start jumping onto the community ones. So I got all of these from Discord, which we do have a Discord, by the way. Please come join us anytime at the Discord where we talk about random nerdy shit. And I'm sure we definitely won't get shit at all for getting anything wrong about what we said in this episode. Not at all. So first one is actually from the Prophet Lord off of Discord. His suggestion is the Burning Legion versus a Reaper. Who do you think would win?
That's World of Warcraft.
Yes,
right?
That's World of Warcraft.
I don't know much about the story stuff of World of Warcraft. I got into World of Warcraft a bit after the Panda expansion. That's when I started dipping my toes a bit into that game, and already knew the lore was massive and extensive, so I just kind of put that to the side and was just playing the game instead. So
Yeah.
how does... Because
So
the Burning Legion is a group.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
I'm actually gonna say the Burning Legion isn't surviving this one against the Reaper. Is it gonna be a
They don't even
prolonged-
need to be a group. It don't matter. The
Well,
Reaper.
here's the thing. What the fuck are they gonna do on the ground? What can they do? Like, they literally, there's nothing that they can do to hit a Reaper.
Do none of them go in the air? Like, did none of them have any flying? I mean, I'm looking at a picture
cool.
that one dude's got wings. He has a flaming sword, but he has
Cool.
wings.
Do you know what all a Reaper's gonna do?
Oh, it just
gonna
orbit
go
in
to-
space.
Yeah, just go to orbit and be like, "Sup, bud? Come hit me, bitch." Bwom.
Well,
Like, it's gonna take forever to kill all of them.
I guess this now starts bringing in the question: whenever people are doing any of those abilities that call down like a beam of energy or something, where does it originate from? Could they
Ooh.
theoretically call
Okay.
it outside, and it would enter into that area, and they just would need to do that underneath the Reaper, or at least enough to try to bring the Reaper down out of orbit? Maybe? That's the only argument I can think of for the Burning Legion.
Yeah, that's fair. If they have any abilities like that where they can drop like a beam like that,
Because where does that stuff originate from?
yeah.
Just-
I don't think they have any abilities like that though.
I mean, if it's a group, there's got to be some of them. One of them's got to be like
One
a
of the-
warlock
one
or
of the-
something.
Yeah. One of them has to figure out, okay, let's cleansing beam this bitch.
Maybe they just like build extra strong catapults. Like, throw rocks at it. Try their best. It worked for the people in Avatar when they were shooting, bows and stuff, and it's breaking the ships. I mean, the Ewoks were throwing rocks at the clone trooper, or those weren't clone
Stormtroopers.
troopers. They were stormtroopers. They were throwing rocks at them, and they were killing them. We don't know.
Sure. I mean-
like, what if a Reaper's shield is so advanced, you're throwing a rock at it, that the shield doesn't block the rock?
I mean, I'm gonna call bullshit because they send because they have to deal with meteors, which are just giant fucking rocks.
So space rocks.
they're space rocks that go fast. So, I feel like if it can take that, I feel like they can take a catapult, a rock from a superly large catapult. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is a So this one was offered by VJ off of Discord. So they brought up Pokemon. They brought up essentially the god of Pokemon, and I'm gonna butcher the name. I'm so sorry.
Who? Bidoof?
Arceus, I think is its name.
Yeah, it's Bidoof.
Badoof.
Bidoof's the best one.
Badoof. I mean, Badoof would just win naturally, but we're not
Bidoof
talking
is my
about
main,
Badoof.
and I always changed the name to Bidoofer because of my dog.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, I'm gonna... So, kind of looking at, like, what Arceus can do, supposedly it's been able to stop, like, meteorites from hitting Earth, which, I mean, shit, like, that's pretty fucking good right there.
But could it stop a laser beam being fired at it from a Reaper?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I also think the other problem with it is I don't think Arceus has anything that can hurt the Reaper. Like, I think that's actually the biggest problem. Is that, like, sure, if you
What attacks does it do?
It pretty much has max stats on almost everything.
Yeah, but what does that translate to?
Yeah, that one, ugh. fast attacks, Iron Tail, Shadow Claw, Future Sight. It has Hyper Beam.
How would a Hyper Beam work against a Reaper?
I don't think it would do well. Like, it's one of the most damaging, attacks you can do in Pokemon. But, like, if you have a tanky enough Pokemon, it might be able to literally take a Hyper Beam. So it's, shit. I don't think it would survive.
The Pokemon's not winning this one. The Reaper is winning this.
Yeah, and I think just the biggest problem is, it may be able to deflect the attacks for long enough, for a decent long, but I don't even think
long enough. It might deflect, one, or maybe dodge it. I don't think it's going to win.
It could avoid getting hit, and it may be able to, just stop an attack from happening.
Avoiding the inevitable.
Yeah, but I don't think that they would be able to hurt it back. I don't think they could hurt the Reaper back.
It wouldn't be able to.
Okay, so this one's gonna be a fun one to pronounce. Zarathos. I think I said it right.
Spell it?
Zarathos.
Someone from Marvel.
Yeah.
Hey, we just talked about that.
Yeah, I was about to say, we do have at least one Marvel character, this is the Spirit of Vengeance.
Okay, so why him?
Huh?
So why him against the Reaper? Why would he be the best?
I don't know. Oh, maybe we should ask Demon Child 211. Why did you decide to bring him against the Reaper?
Oh, I don't think he can hear us. Well,
he can. He will eventually hear us. He's just not a part of this conversation at the moment.
If he's still here, hello, how's your day? Yes, but that I guess brings up again that conversation we've had of power leveling in comics.
Yeah.
Especially because the nature I'm reading here, the nature of Zarathos. Sure.
Yeah. I almost want to say Zarzos, but that's a D&D character of mine. Sorry, I interrupted. You were saying?
Oh, I was just saying that it appears that he's changed a decent amount throughout his comic book time, so it's also, again, one of those power leveling things.
Mm-hmm. Well, and essentially he's kind of one of the rulers of hell, too.
Godlike durability, godlike speed, nature manipulation, size manipulation, teleportation, immortality. Negative energy augmentation, hellfire manipulation, soul consumption.
Yeah. Oh, that has a really scary implication. So you know how Reapers are made out of sentient, they essentially, turn species into goo and, create an essence.
So it would be
for
their
them?
souls?
Oh, God, it would suck the souls of all those.
Well, doesn't
no.
Ghost Rider, isn't his, stare... you're staring into the
penance stare,
the evils,
you're looking at the sins. I don't know if that would
I feel like that'd be akin to it.
Yeah, but the problem is, I think the biggest problem with the penance stare, I don't know how well that would work.
Well, I guess Zarathos though could finally answer Javik's question of ask the trillion souls if honor still matters.
Yeah, that's fair. He could ask them that question, hey, does honor matter? Fuck you, free us from this shit.
Hey, does honor matter? Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm giving this one to Zarathos.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's winning that one hands down. Last but certainly not least.
Hold up. This guy impersonated Ben Parker in the comics? When was he pretending to be... Why was he Uncle Ben?
Why was he... I don't know. Why not? You're a god. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I guess. Alright, next one.
Alright, so last but certainly not least, we have from J Knuckle 80 from our Discord group, and VJ again as well. So Jay Knuckle just brought up, or oh god, I hate words. Anyway, he brought up Autobots. When I asked him which one, he never specified. But VJ came in and said Cybertron.
So I never thought of those as kind of like a comparison fight between the Reapers, but I really like that idea of a matchup. Just the interest. How are the Transformers when fighting in space? Because then they're just like ships or something, right?
Well, yeah. I think they usually... I mean, they can fight in space pretty easily. I would say they definitely have the maneuverability advantage over the Reapers, for sure.
I feel like they would be kind of on the same level because they're essentially just maneuvering their body.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a ship that they're in possession of that they're moving. It's like it's their body.
Yeah.
But they're not. Well, no. Yeah. How big are they?
They're only most Autobots, or really any of the Transformers. They're only maybe 30 or 40 feet tall, maybe.
Yeah. So I mean,
like
that's
maybe bigger
really
than that, maybe even up to 100. But I mean, that's nothing compared to 2 kilometers of Reaper.
Yeah. So like that. I mean, that's a big factor. That's a big factor. But
and like
and
they can be harmed by normal conventional weapons.
If it's a one-on-one, no. But if it's a group, if it's like an Autobot group of them, I think that would be a really cool fight.
That would be interesting. The one thing though, so it was brought up Cybertron. Do you know what Cybertron is?
He's the bad Transformer.
No. Cybertron is the Transformer planet.
He's a bad guy though, right?
No, it's a planet.
But
it's
he's
literally
a bad planet.
like the Transformers' homeworld.
But it's a bad homeworld, right?
No.
Where does the planet's morals lie?
I don't know. All I know is it's really good at blowing itself up. So, I mean, it could take out a Reaper that way by just, blowing itself up and taking it down with it.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Isn't there a planet Transformer, though, actually? Isn't there...
No, it's called Cybertron.
But wait.
Cybertron is the name of... That was the homeworld of the Transformers.
Yeah. I mean, like, a Transformer that
like a Transformer the size of a planet. I think there is one.
Because I remember I saw something of, like, a Lego of this Transformer, and it's massive. And it's because the Transformer itself is supposed to be Unicron.
Unitron. Okay.
Unicron. Not Tron. Unicron. Converts into a terrifying planet mode of 30-inch... Oh, wait, that's the toy.
30 inches. Oh, God, how do we deal with 30 fucking inches?
But so, yeah. Or there's another one called Omega Supreme. Seemingly the largest Autobot in existence. And he's overpowered beyond belief. His armor makes him invulnerable to all but most powerful attacks, and has enough firepower in both of his arms to defeat entire teams. Yeah, but again, that's like a Transformer.
Yeah, that's a Transformer versus a 2 kilometer... Like the Cleansing Beam probably could... Or, not the Cleansing Beam. The Reaper Beam is probably more powerful than anything a Transformer can throw. So I think a Reaper's going to win against that guy. Unicron? That might be a problem, because Reapers aren't planet busters.
Oh my goodness. I am on this... So, there's this thing talking about the most powerful Transformers. Mm-hmm. And the number 1... So I thought it was like the Unicron one or the one I was reading. No. It's called Primus. It's the brother to Unicron, and the only one who can apparently stand up to him. He's pretty much God in their universe. Mm-hmm. So if you are God, then you're winning the fight. But the picture that it has
there's a religious allegory there, a little bit. Anyway, continue.
The picture that it has for him, I'm setting this as my background. That is beautiful. I put it in the Discord.
That looks like a Led Zeppelin cover.
It absolutely does. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's...
He wins on style points alone.
Welcome to the Machine. I feel like that's the cover for that album right there.
He exists across time, space, and separate reality. And he's the fucking brother of this in this... What? Wait, what is this? What's this brother's power? He's got a big gun on his arm? His other brother can fucking bend reality. What kind of genes did he get?
He got the short end of the stick. That's for damn sure. All right.
I'm sure the Transformers... I mean, the Transformers has been around decades, so I'm sure it has some extensive lore akin to the comic books that these characters are probably, like, super powerful or something.
Yeah. Well, it might just be one of those weird power rankings saying, like, everything else is at this normal level. You know, okay, reasonable. Okay, I can deal with this. Oh, a little bit of power creep. And then you just have that one god character who's like, okay, well, I guess fuck you in particular.
Yeah. But we have forgotten the original Starship. That is the one matchup that we have not brought up.
Oh,
and
no.
It is the asteroid ship versus a Reaper.
What?
The ship from Asteroid.
What the fuck are
now,
you
you see,
about?
You might think that the Reaper is going to win this one hands down until you, like, think a little bit more of it. So the ship from Asteroid...
Like, the one with Bruce Willis?
No, the one from Asteroid, the one from that little game.
Oh, that little guy, okay.
Yeah. So, he can, like, teleport through space and time. Because when you reach the edges, then he teleports to the other side. Like, if you take that ability in and fight against a Reaper...
Well, I think the big thing is... It also depends on how big the asteroids are. Like, if it's blowing up, like, 2 kilometer... Like, if it's, like, killing, like, dinosaur extinction levels of asteroids just in one shot, yeah, no, fucking...
Like, we don't know really how... That asteroid ship could be, like, 20 kilometers. We have no idea.
We have no idea.
I think. I have no idea. So I'm saying that we as a collective have no idea because I haven't researched this at all. But it is the OG ship.
It is the OG. Jesus fucking Christ.
Or actually, better yet, what about that ship from Space Invaders? The one that... What about that one?
Nah, Reaper's gonna win him against that one.
I mean... You think the Reaper's going to move side to side too fast?
I mean, it doesn't need to. Those things are like snub fighters, and a Reaper is...
Yeah, but it's one-shotting all of those alien ships.
Yeah, it's shooting down fucking snub fighters. It needs to take down the goddamn Dreadnought. And it doesn't take out all... Have you never played that game? It does not one-shot every single ship.
I've played the game. I've just never gotten past, like, the second level.
Jesus.
So, there's also a thing happening this week, and that is the final episode for Falcon and Winter Soldier, and you missed out on the WandaVision conversation.
Yeah, I did.
You've watched WandaVision, and you've been watching... I thought you did.
I haven't watched WandaVision yet. I've only watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That was different coworker I was thinking of. But you said that you watched some Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I am.
So.
Yeah, I've watched the first 3 episodes. As of now, there's
4.
only 4 and 5 that are left.
I know you haven't seen the 5th episode, but I thought you saw it 4, and you just know what happened in them.
Yeah, I know what happens in them thanks to TikTok. and some of the TikTok people I follow. So I know kind of what happens.
But what do you think's going to happen with the final? I was going to ask what do you think what the final episode is going to be, and I'm under the assumption that the Thunderbolts are going to be introduced, and that is what's going to happen to John Walker. That because at the end of episode 4, also we're a little bit of spoilers and stuff for it, but this is a prediction. Like we're predicting what's coming up for the next episode. So.
Yeah. So if you guys want to tap out now, go on ahead.
Yeah, but just my prediction for the final episode is that the Thunderbolts will be introduced, or the idea of them will come up, and that is what John Walker's going to be brought in, because after the events of episode 4, he is not Captain America. And then that is confirmed a bit in episode 5, where they strip him of the title, but after how he kills that person in broad daylight with everyone recording, that he was no longer Captain America at that point. Yeah. And in the comics, after he's Captain America, he's a U.S. agent.
Mm-hmm.
And so my guess is that Ross is going to bring him into the Thunderbolts, and Zemo is also going to be in the Thunderbolts.
Okay, so what are the Thunderbolts exactly?
They're kind of like Marvel's version of Suicide Squad. They're like bad guys that are used to do like things.
Okay. Maybe. I don't know. I don't
they've
think
really built up Zemo's charisma and everything like that. This is not the last we're going to be seeing of Zemo, and I feel like his.
I don't know how I feel about Zemo. It feels
awesome.
like he's been, like, in the show, great character, I love it. It's just he feels so inconsistent compared to what we see in Winter Soldier. Or no, in Civil War. It's just like, wait a minute, all we know is that he's like a secret agent for, Sokovia. Yeah, or like he was special forces for Sokovia, and he's out for revenge. Wait, no, he's been hunting down the Super Soldier program? Wait a minute, he's actually a Baron? Wait a minute.
Yeah, the Baron thing was a little interesting, but...
Yeah, wait, he's a Baron? Hold on, wait a minute. He's been hunting down Hydra all these years? Wait a minute.
Well, he has been hunting down Hydra.
Well, yeah, but in Civil War, we don't get any of that backstory. We don't get any of that. We just get, really brief stuff, and then all of a sudden it's just they're tacking on all this stuff, which, it fleshes Zemo out for sure, and it makes him a much better character, but at the same time, I kind of sit here and I'm like, where the fuck was all this earlier? Granted, there's only so much you can put into a movie, but still, ugh.
I love the way that the TV shows have been able to build the character.
That's true.
And Carly is become my Marvel crush, but they are absolutely going to kill her in the final episode.
Really?
She's not surviving. Oh yeah, no, they're going to kill her.
Do you think? Oh, she's got offered a pardon. Oh yeah, she's fucked. She's going to.
Yeah, she's the leader of the Flag Smashers. And my guess is that the Flag Smashers are going to continue.
Yeah.
But
I didn't realize she's actually plays in
Solo.
Yeah. That's when I saw her. I'm like, holy shit, it's the chick from Solo.
Yeah.
She's dope as fuck.
She was my Marvel crush, but they're absolutely killing her at the end of the episode. That's my guess that the Flag Smashers will continue on, but she will probably sacrifice herself or something.
I almost want to... I actually think it's going to be a different approach. I think Sam is going to have the opportunity to kill her, and then he's going to stave his hand and give her mercy, just like Steve would have. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, because
just so then he has to differentiate himself from John Walker.
But here's the thing: that scene's going on. Carly's on the ground or something, defeated, and Sam standing above her or something. It's like about to finish her or something like that. She's expecting that Falcon's going to kill her, and he doesn't. He puts his hand out, picks her up or something. Sniper shot. She gets hit in the head, and it's John Walker that, like, shot her.
Ooh, fuck. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Oh, that would be nuts.
Ooh, I can see that happening. Or like a Hydra agent or anything like that, you know.
Oh, that would... Because that would tie up, like, kind of all three of them. It would show Sam being that decent, like, he's good enough for the shield. John is doing his, like, getting vengeance back for his friend, as well as, you know, just that ultra-nationalistic approach that he just has with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And then Carly as well, dying for her cause in a martyr type of way, where she wasn't, like, killed while down. Like, it was... Yeah. Oh, it would be good.
Oh, yeah.
So that's my prediction with him. We'll see if we're right.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm very curious to see where they take it this Friday. We'll probably have a segment next week where we actually have a full spoiler discussion of what happened, so...
Absolutely. And a bit more of, like, conversation of just thoughts on the series.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because we are wrapping up here on time.
Yeah, I think we're a little bit over, but whatever. Minor details.
So if you've enjoyed this content, you know, please like and subscribe to our respectful channels. There is mine at Talking About Games, and then Scott is over at BioWare Babbling. We also have a few Twitter handles as well. I'm at Appy Tucker, and Scott's at BioWare B. Right?
Yep. And please come join us on the Discord if you want to try to talk to us and just hang out. Our Discord community is getting pretty big right now, so come join us. It'll be all nice and fun. If you have any questions that you want to submit to the podcast at all, you can send them in at either Accidentally Casual or probably the best way, if you do want them to get answered, is to actually send them onto our Discord, because we're going to shamelessly plug that in until time immemorial.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, either you can tweet us at our respective Twitters, or you can message us on Discord and send us those messages. So, with that...
All right, everyone.
Bye! This is awkward. Bye! Alright, Tucker, say hi.
Hello.
Hi! Ho!
Well, I mean, wait, Scott, say hi.
Hi! Ho!
See, now your hello makes sense. Now, if the audio just comes in with you saying hello, I'm not going to understand what that means.
Me. Anyway, okay.